I'm gonna invite y'all to come with us where the corners pop.
Do the Throwback Thursdays, do they ever stop?
They sure don't.
It's magical land not far away.
All you have to do is just press play, so
hop on the couch and close your eyes.
We're gonna party like it's 99.
So join us, watch the little movies of our life
with
Blockbuster
Wives.
All right.
Welcome to Blockbuster Wives, where your two favorite 90s babies talk about movies from the era of a certain blue and yellow video rental store. I'm your host with the most late fees, Shea Baby. Why do I always fuck up almost?
And this is Stacy, not always kind, but always rewinds. And you're listening to Blockbuster Wives.
You guys should have seen the massive fuck up I just made with our drinks.
It wasn't massive. It tastes great.
I poured a whole entire cup of simple syrup into our cocktail.
Just immediately and swiftly.
Like a fucking idiot.
And I was like, oh, that was, well, it's in there, so.
You know, we'll just keep the syrup / whatever's in there for future usage.
Yes, exactly.
That'll be nice.
You were just excited to pour, because then she immediately poured like a ton of champagne, and I was like, it's really fizzy, and then it was like, and then it was like overflowing like a volcano.
I'm just gonna be so transparent with y'all. I've been full of rage for days, and that has made me like I'm on a different planet. I feel high, and I have not smoked today. So
wow, she's high on rage.
I am high on rage, and you know what? It gets a lot. Like, it takes a lot to get me to this point nowadays, but then it, like, lasts for, like, I'm on a binge right now.
Like once the top blows, takes a while for it to
It takes a long time for me to settle. A lot of crying, a lot of, like, angry venting, a lot of really loud drum playing when you're not home.
Woo!
And, yeah. But now that I'm with my wife, I have a cocktail. I'm about to pound out some fucking chicken cutlets after this.
That'll be satisfying.
So,
do you have like a little meat tenderizer?
No, I usually just use I should get one, but I don't. I usually just use a rolling pin.
There you go. That works too.
But a meat tenderizer would be way better.
Probably very satisfying right now.
So satisfying. Like a hammer. Fucking the original the original Donkey Kong with all the hammers.
I never played the original. Wait. Is that the one where it's like a bunch of like levels and he's just throwing hammers at you constantly? Yeah,
the first technical Donkey Kong that was ever shown was with Mario. Mm-hmm. It's like an old school arcade game with Mario, not King Kong, and Donkey Kong being the
villain.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's hammers, not even bananas, huh?
No,
just straight up hammers.
Hammers.
Like, give this monkey some hammers.
And it's like a cartoon. It's the same hammer that they use in Super Smash Brothers.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah,
it's that.
Excellent.
Indeed. So that's like who I'm Donkey Kong right now. I'm fucking Wario.
You're Donkey Kong Wario's love child.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Yep. But I'm happy to be here with my wife, and we're going to discuss this past weekend.
Yes. Before we get into Matthew McConaughey, we like to chat. I had an intense weekend where I hosted 3 events, 3 days in a row, with all different groups of people. And I was like cooking and prepping for all of them and cleaning and setting stuff up. And it was a doozy.
I don't know how she does it, ladies and germs.
Well, Brent helped me a lot, which was great. I was like, set the table, do the dishes, do this, do that. And he was very nice.
Aw, that's so nice.
But yeah, Friday night was Ferret Cheese Party. Mm-hmm. Wherein me and my coworkers watched the PBS Ferret documentary, which is called Pursuit of Excellence.
As we do.
And it's PBS being so mean to these people. The last scene, like I don't want to ruin the last scene, but I'll just say the last like screen of text that they ended on is so rude.
What does it say? You can spoil it.
If you don't want the ending spoiled, please fast forward.
We always say this is a spoil heavy podcast.
True. So the documentary is essentially about people who have ferrets as pets and then take these ferrets to shows to like compete with their ferrets. So it is like Best in Show, but for ferrets, but it's 100% serious. And PBS is just following them around, and they don't offer any commentary. It's
crazy.
just raw footage of these people, and it's nuts. But it shows everyone going to the show, and they're like, this is the biggest ferret show ever. And they're getting all stoked. And they're talking about how much it means to them to take home those ribbons and put them on their walls. And it just shows that you've really earned it and that you're doing something right. And the ferret world should take you seriously.
What the
I mean,
ferret
it shows
world?
a bunch of them getting ribbons, and it does seem like a lot of ribbons. And at one point, a lady goes, 6th place isn't too bad. I was like, 6th place? So they go through this whole show. Everyone goes home. And then the last thing that PBS says is 325 ferrets competed at this show. 400 ribbons were awarded.
Oh my god,
that is so mean. You just showed all these people being like, my gosh, I hope I get a ribbon. And then you straight up dog on them and you're like, everyone gets a fucking ribbon.
That is so mean.
It's really funny, but very mean.
That is really funny and really mean. Oh, but everything. Okay, so I could only I stepped downstairs before I had to run to another party that I was going to that night. But Stacy had a fucking cheese fondue fountain and shit to dip it with. It was so cool.
Yeah, so the premise of the party is I provided the fondue fountain and taquitos, and then everyone else brought something to dip in the fondue. And I say fondue lightly. It was literally a can of Rico's nacho cheese from Walmart thinned out with milk.
Fondue to me, to be honest with you.
But somebody brought Olive Garden breadsticks.
Oh yeah, I had one of those.
Soft pretzels.
Oh, you had soft pretzels?
We had samosas and curry fritters. God damn. It was great.
That sounds so good.
It tasted really good. Honestly, one of my favorites, I'm not going to lie, was the Slim Jim. The Slim Jim dipped in the nacho cheese was so fucking good.
I didn't get to hit that one. I just did the OG breadstick. Shouts out to my old workplace. And then I did have a taquito. And both of those shits were hella good.
Love a taquito. And it's perfectly engineered for dipping into a fountain, really.
Seriously. And then some of the cheese goes inside. I just hit the mic really sexually, but...
So good. So that was Ferret Cheese Night.
Yeah, that was Friday night.
The next day was Pigeon Brunch.
Yes.
Which is another group of work-related friends. And there's no documentaries for this. It was just a pigeon appreciation brunch. We went on a walk to visit the pigeons in the neighborhood. And we saw a couple really dope pigeons. They were almost jet black. And then they had these little white stripes on their wings. It's really cool.
I love pigeons.
I was like, wow, I don't think I've ever seen or noticed these ones before. They're beautiful. And then we got pigeon earrings. And it was just a nice time.
It was so cute. You guys should have seen both table settings. They were so cute. And speaking of pigeons, I fed a pigeon some of my scone earlier.
Nice.
And it made me less angry.
Nice. You're like, you know what, buddy? We gonna be all
right.
right.
I'm like, look, he's eating a scone off the asphalt and he's stoked about it. So
chilling.
I should also be not mad right now. I'm cool.
And then the third event was a Mother's Day afternoon tea, which I was very much looking forward to because one of my coworkers' mum is British. And so I was asking them, what do I do for an afternoon tea? She told me, you must do sausage rolls and you must do scones and you must have proper tea and you must have clotted cream. And I did try to make clotted cream myself, and it was a full-blown disaster.
12 hours in the oven.
It's supposed to cook for 12 hours. I think my oven was a little too hot. I think that's where I went wrong. And I didn't know what I was looking for, which now that I saw her clotted cream, I was like, now I think if I tried to make it, I'd be like, all right, now it's done. I could see. But it was the clotted cream is so good.
I was going to say clotted cream is so fucking good. And also, I think the oven just runs hot. I think it's hotter than other ovens. So I don't blame you for...
Yeah, I was like, this looks a little brown and crunchy, and it is not supposed to be crunchy. But this clotted cream made by an OG British mom who's been doing this for literally decades, it was a little nutty, buttery, almost cheesy tasting. It was so fucking good.
That's so yum.
So she hooked it up. She gave me proper tea, as she called it, Yorkshire Gold brand. I guess that's what you got to do. She gave me little Cadbury desserts. She's so nice. So lovely.
And those sausage rolls, I had a couple of those bitches.
I love the sausage rolls. And they're so easy to make.
They need to be a staple in the household.
Yes, for any breakfast.
Because they're so fucking
slaps. And it's pretty cheap because once you get the puff pastry, you just get ground pork sausage, and like that's basically it. You do a little onion, do a little sage, but that's it, baby.
Yumsville.
Do
They're
a
so
little egg
fucking
wash. It was great.
good. I gotta get it nice and golden and crispy on the
I
outside.
had 3 types of tea, and I was going around pouring it for everybody. And I had these trays with the finger sandwiches because I made finger sandwiches.
She sure did.
And I was like anything from the trolley, dear. Like going around.
They're like, you're not invited.
And people were grabbing the sandwiches. I did peanut butter and jelly, cucumber cream cheese, tomato mozzarella butter, which slapped.
Yum, what?
Chicken salad. I made the chicken myself. And egg salad. I think that was it.
Yum. That's a lot.
It was very tasty.
Yeah.
But I was sad because the bread got soggy like immediately after, like the next day. I was like, God damn it.
That does
you're
happen.
supposed to use soft bread, And it's like a little sponge.
That is the risks that we are willing to take.
Yeah, so I ate a little bit today, but I was like, these are real mushy. Bleh.
It's like when you put, my mom sometimes used to have these like cooler bag things, and she would make us sandwiches, which was so nice for lunch. But if they weren't stored properly, they'd be like wet by lunchtime. And you couldn't really eat them.
It's not tasty.
No.
Big blow.
Yeah. It's like the same as when you get your sock wet, like your step. It's like the same
Or
feeling.
your sleeve wet when you fucking wash your hands. I hate it. I hate it.
Fucking. I will rage again.
It's the worst. And it takes, 4 years to dry.
It does. It takes way too long. Longer than anything else.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Against your body. It should dry quickly.
It should, but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Every time.
And then after tea, we went to the pool, which I did discover that other pool is heated.
Oh.
So both of the big pools are heated.
Damn.
And it was the perfect temp. And it was so nice. And there was this beautiful wall of this plant with all these berries on it. And it was gorgeous. And I posted a picture of it. And my botanist friend was like, how is your blah, blah, blah plant producing fruit so early? And I was like, I don't know. It's not my plant. It's just in the neighborhood. And he sent me a picture of his that was like totally bare. And he goes, they usually don't produce fruit until like fall. I was like, what?
Maybe it's like an older plant. Like maybe.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. Though I was like, this one's on and popping.
No, that is weird.
It's very strange.
That is. It's just like the right environment. Maybe they just have the right soil, the right people pruning it, taking care of it.
But yeah, it was popping, so that was nice to see. I enjoyed that. It was a great weekend. I was thoroughly exhausted and went to bed so early.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all. At all. Like, that's 3 fucking giant parties with so much planning.
So much food.
But
we did it.
Good job, Stacy.
We did it.
We did it. We did it. Yeah. The highlight of my weekend was I hung out. So I've talked about my brother Hazen a million times on this pod. But, excuse me, Hazen lives around the corner from this crib, and he lives next door to a 94-year-old jazz musician who has traveled all over the world performing, and he's just like so incredible. He's from St. Louis.
Nice, like Nelly.
Oh yeah, like Nelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're close friends. And
I hope so.
you know what? I wouldn't put it past him because he knows everybody. And he was just showing me pictures of all these people on his walls. He literally has pictures of people going to see his show. Like, for example, Clint Eastwood.
Wow.
Little Richard.
Nice.
James Earl Jones.
Wow. Fucking Darth Vader himself.
That's what I was like, is that Darth Vader? And he goes, oh yeah, he did play Darth Vader. And I'm like, what the
You're
fuck?
like, yeah, it's a big deal, sir.
And I made him a sweet potato pie because he's tried my other like food and like desserts and stuff. And he's just like, but have you ever made sweet potato pie? And I was like, no, but
Like,
I
here we
will
go,
for
baby.
you.
Here we go.
So I did. And he basically, he proposed to me. And
Nice.
He's like, I hope your dad doesn't mind. I know I'm a little bit older. I'm like, you are so much older than I am.
Then you can move in right next to Hazen.
It's a dream come true. No, but it was really cool and really sweet. And he just had the best stories. And like, I heard him and his late wife sing. He like played us a video of them performing in Japan.
Wow. And she was an amazing singer, I take it?
And yeah, she was an amazing, she sounds like Ella Fitzgerald, and she's just like so amazing. And he sounded like Nat King Cole.
Oh, that's really sad.
Yeah, it was sad, but also so sweet. And he just has the best attitude. He still can drive. He still walks around.
Nice.
He's fucking cool. So anyway, I was just like, wow, he's a real G, and I just love him. So that was the highlight of my weekend. It was amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah. But anyway, all right. Are we ready to get into the movie?
Yeah, speaking of planning events, this installment of Matthew McConaughey is The Wedding Planner.
Dun, da, da, da,
A
da, da, da,
classic
da, da.
rom-com of the early 2000s.
Truly. Such a good... I hadn't watched this movie in a few years. I've always loved it. This time around, it was a little bit of a different experience for me, actually.
I was going to say the same thing. I remember loving this movie and watching it a lot. And then I showed it to Brent maybe like a couple years ago, and I was all excited. And then we were watching it, and I was like, oh,
Yes.
this ages a bit differently.
Yeah. It ages a bit differently, and also it's just like... It's just kind of... Well, you know what? We'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Let's do some corporate bullshit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Corporate bullshit. Some bullshit.
The Wedding Planner came out January 5th, 2001,
Ooh.
which was right around when J-Lo released her sophomore album, J-Lo.
Which is so good.
Yes. And it reached the #1 spot on the Billboard 200 albums chart the same week the movie came out. So she was having like a fire week.
What a bad bitch.
It's directed by Adam Shankman, who is a director, producer, writer, dancer, author, actor, and choreographer.
Excuse me?
He was a permanent judge on seasons 6 through 7 of So You Think You Can Dance.
Okay.
Which is random. He was in Paula Abdul and Janet Jackson videos as a dancer. He's choreographed films. He also directed A Walk to Remember.
Interesting.
Bringing Down the House, which I vaguely remember.
I fucking love that movie.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's with Queen Latifah
Oh,
and Steve Martin.
my God, that is okay. Yes, I love that.
And they
one
have
too.
hella sexy scenes in that movie.
Yes.
Like, literally.
where she's like riding him.
Oh, I was so wet
You're like,
when I was watching that for the first time.
They have amazing chemistry.
No, they really do. I'm like, why aren't y'all together? Okay.
That is a good one. And also, I thought you'd like this one. Hairspray.
Like the newer one?
Yes.
Ooh.
So that
okay.
is Adam Shankman. Well, what do you mean by newer, actually? I think this is the one with John Travolta.
Okay,
2006.
yeah, that's the newer one.
Okay, cool.
The older one, John Waters directed it.
Oh.
And what's her name? Ricky Lake.
Oh.
She starred in it.
Okay, I thought she was just a talk show baddie. I didn't even know she was an
Yeah.
actor.
Yes.
Speaking of actors,
Yes.
this movie stars Jennifer Lopez, of course,
Jennifer
as Mary the Wedding Planner, and Matthew McConaughey as Eddie/Steve.
Yeah,
he has many names, which we'll get into. Mm-hmm. And also Bridget Wilson plays his wifey, and we know her, we love her from Billy Madison.
She's so hot, it's crazy.
Yes, and another person from the Sandlerverse makes an appearance. I don't know if you caught this. The old lady from the Scrabble Club is Adam Sandler's mom in Happy Gilmore.
Yes.
So a couple
Grandmama.
Sandlerverse sightings.
That is weird. That is really weird, actually.
And then we also see Judy Greer as Penny.
Love her.
And Judy Greer, she's a rom-com queen. She's been in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, she's in everything, honestly.
Yeah, she's like one of those people where you're like, oh yeah, this lady. I've seen her around.
Totally.
She's in 13 Going in 30.
Oh, I love her role in that.
Yeah,
it's so
really good.
Yeah.
Okay. It is 104 minutes long, so pretty close to the sweet spot.
Pretty damn close.
The budget was only $28 million, and it boxed $95 million. So quite successful.
Pretty penny.
Rotten Tomatoes. It's bad.
Yeah, like my face is already prepped.
The critic score is 17.
Oh my.
Really low.
That is
really low.
That is extremely low. That's crazy.
The audience score is quite a bit higher than that at 59, but it's still not high.
17. That's the critic score?
17 is the critic score, 59% is audience.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
Roger Ebert, our boy, gave it 2 stars, which I honestly thought was more than I was expecting.
Yeah.
His basic takeaway was that he thought J-Lo acted like she was in love and was very captivating, but that Matthew McConaughey was like dead in the eyes and did not reciprocate.
Okay. Yeah.
And he said, a plot like this is a quote, a plot like this is so hopeless that only acting can redeem it. Lopez pulls her share of the load, looking genuinely smitten by this guy and convincingly crushed when his secret is revealed. But McConaughey is not the right actor for this material. He seems stolid and workmanlike, when what you need is a guy with naughtier eyes. Ben Affleck, Alec Baldwin, Ben Stiller. I'm like, what? George Clooney, okay. Matt Dillon, okay. And then another quote is, "We sense midway in the movie that Mary and Fran could have more interesting conversations with each other than either one will have with Steve. And no matter which one marries him, we sense a future 5 to 8 years from now, after the divorce, when the two girls meet by chance at the spa."
Aw, that's kind of cute.
Yeah. And I agree. I thought Mary and Fran got together really well.
They had a crazy good chemistry. That's why she's like, I respect Fran.
Yes,
Like,
I loved that moment.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that, bro. So sweet.
It does pass the Bechdel test, but pretty much only with like one scene when the two ladies are talking about Jennifer Lopez becoming partner at this wedding firm.
Right.
And the person she's talking to is the witch from Hocus Pocus.
Love
Mary.
her.
Kathy Najimy, I think is her name.
Yep, bad bitch.
Yeah, but that makes it pass. And my synopsis is, Jennifer Lopez is a loveless wedding planner whose world gets turned upside down after she falls for a guy who turns out to be the groom in her next wedding. Dun, dun, dun.
Wow, good job.
Yeah, that's corporate bullshit.
Thank you so much, my queen. That was beautiful. Also, kind of rolling off of Ebert's note about this person shouldn't have played blah, blah, blah. His role was actually supposed to be Brendan Fraser.
Nice. Okay, I could see that.
And it was supposed to be Jennifer Love Hewitt and Brendan Fraser.
Interesting.
Which I'm not sure how that would have worked. But I feel like McConaughey does have bedroom eyes, but it just didn't seem like their chemistry was great in it.
Yeah, and I think his character was very unlikable.
Yeah.
I was shocked at what a fucking scumbag he comes off as, with very little attempt to redeem him, I feel.
I know. I think his job redeems him.
They're really counting on that, I guess,
Yeah.
because it's just like he sucks.
Yeah.
And
like,
he
Massimo is so great.
Right.
I'm like, bitch.
Yeah, and he only, like, gets his, like, revenge, so to speak, because he erroneously thinks that Jennifer Lopez is also engaged, but she's
Right.
not. So it's like, you still suck?
Yeah. And then he's like, I think I'm in love with her. I'm like, there's no fucking way. You have not known each other long enough at all.
And this was, very much like a love at first sight thing, and I think maybe that's supposed to redeem him, but he does wait until his actual wedding day to pull the trigger and be like, should we break up? I'm like, why would you not do this before?
She did the same thing, though. But at least she wasn't shitty.
Yeah,
Like, she wasn't shitty otherwise. But she
Right.
was questioning it for a long time. Mm-hmm. But still.
And her dad is the one who's like, you shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
She probably would have done it, honestly, had her dad not said something.
Wait, who's dad?
Jennifer Lopez's dad.
Oh, no. I was talking about the lady,
Fran. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Fran was like questioning it too, but at least she wasn't being shitty on the side.
Yes,
he
right,
was.
right.
So, yeah. Matthew McConaughey, his character. I mean, he's human, but it just doesn't seem like he's coming from a place of like actual like love and care. It just seems like he's kind of like macho bro, like,
and he's like not that nice, and he doesn't really ask her much about her.
No,
it's just his looks that she's like,
right,
he's great,
and he's a doctor.
Yeah. Oh, that is said a million times. He's a doctor. Like, who fucking cares?
Yeah, I'm like, no one gives a fuck. I don't care that he's a doctor for children. That's cute, but also that doesn't excuse the fact that he's a fucking dick.
That he sucks. He really
actually
does. I was
suck.
like, he's so unlikable in this role.
Here are my my proposals for who she could have gotten with instead. Fran, number one.
Mary and Fran, we ship.
Because they actually had literal chemistry.
They did.
They were interested in each other's like everything. And they
very intimate immediately. Like they just hit it off.
Yeah, they had like great energy together. So there's that. Massimo, fine as fuck.
Massimo's
Italian
so good.
daddy.
His accent, love it.
I love his accent, and he made her a fucking little doll.
Yeah, he is objectively very sweet and nice.
Yes. He made her mac and cheese. Like, come on.
Like, I want to love you. I want to care for you. I want to build a life together.
Yeah.
Not just Matthew McConaughey was like, I wanted to fuck you the first night we met, so I think I'm in love.
And that's it. And then I never thought I'd see you again.
And you're bitter and cynical. I'm like, God, why are we supposed to like him?
I'm like, you're being a fucking idiot right now. And Massimo is standing there with a bowl of mac and cheese crying. Like, I'm obsessed with him.
Yes, and he's so nice. And Massimo literally goes like, I would never want to stand in the way of Mary's happiness.
I know.
Hello.
True love, you guys.
Hello.
Also, my third option is for her to get with Fran's parents, who seem like they're just having a gay old time.
Although the dad does call her a wedding woman.
Oh, I didn't clock that?
He only calls her wedding woman.
Okay,
he
that's
never
yikes.
calls her Mary.
However, I will say, they just seem like they're having fun all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
no, they seem like swingers, and they would be willing to bring Mary into the fold for
Totally.
sure.
Totally. They're like in their limo feeding each other strawberries, just like riding horses, singing together. I'm
Which
like,
is what rich people should do.
Yeah.
Just have fun.
have fucking fun, donate all your money to me. Is that so hard?
I'll
you
figure out
guys?
what to do with it. Don't
My
worry about
lord.
it.
Get with a program. Okay, anyway.
Oh, I thought, real
Yeah.
quick, before we get into the movie, I did think it would be fun to talk about my experience with a wedding planner.
Yes.
Because, here's the thing. I knew I couldn't afford an actual wedding planner. Like what Mary does in the movie where she like does everything from beginning to end. I knew that was not going to happen. But I did want a wedding coordinator, which is popular for non-millionaires, who is just somebody who shows up the day of and keeps the ship running so that you don't have to worry about it. So I was looking for quotes for these people. And this insane person
Oh, I remember
sent me a quote
Yeah.
that was $8,000 to just show up and be a finger pointer for a day.
The dumbest shit I've ever
$8,000.
heard.
And she like tried to break down all of her tasks to make it look like she was doing so much, but it was literally like coordinate arrival of food, hand out boutonnieres, check with DJ. I was like, $8,000?
8,000, no. No.
It's like $1,000 an hour.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Who the fuck? And also, like, who else is she quoting that to?
I
Like, you know?
don't know. I didn't even reply.
I wouldn't either.
Like, this is ridiculous.
You do not deserve a
Because if I
response.
reply, I'm going to scream at you and be like, you're dumb. So
Totally.
I just didn't say anything. And she never reached out again.
Good, because she probably was like, let me see if I can scam this person.
I couldn't believe it.
That's
I
insane.
could not believe it.
And disgusting and vulgar.
But it makes me wonder what Mary's charging. Because she does say, like, I make more money than all your other wedding planners combined. This will be, like, my whole salary for the year. So I'm like, how much is this?
The commission for that one wedding was bigger than Greer's entire salary for a whole year.
Gosh,
a whole year.
crazy.
So,
And I do wonder if there's wedding planning firms like that. It did seem quite large and grand and bustling. And I was like, this...
and it is San Francisco,
True.
which is like, maybe, I know it's like between New York and San Fran for the most expensive, but I think San Fran is now the most expensive city to live in.
Yeah, it made me wonder, are there like really like these firms that have partners, like almost like a law firm?
I'm sure, especially in, and you know what? I bet they're here too.
Yeah, like to celebrities.
Yeah. I'm certain that they have big like firms, like almost like law firms, but for wedding. I'm sure because there's so. Think about how many weddings you and I have been to in just the last couple of years,
Yeah.
and that's just the people we know.
True, but they've all been normal weddings. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone had. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
No.
people had like wedding planners, but
True, but you know, there's a lot of like more rich circles that we're not really tapped into because
And
those
it's-
people are
yeah.
usually.
And it's
horrible.
probably like real estate agents where it's like you may not do a lot of jobs a year, but the jobs you do are like very lucrative.
Right. Maybe that's why she said $8,000 because it'd be the only job that she had all year, and she's hoping that someone will actually do it.
$1,000 an hour.
Beyond.
Are you nuts?
No, that's actually so nuts. Especially when you think about how much, like, not like it's work, but how much, like, the, you know, bridesmaids or groomsmen, or like, probably not groomsmen, but like bridesmaids, you know, we're like running around, we're handing things to people, blah, blah, blah. It's like, how much work are you actually doing as this wedding planner, $8,000 a fucking hour? Like, get real. Be so fucking for real, dude.
It was shocking.
Please.
And that was like her affordable option she sent me. Apparently there were other tiers.
Are you fucking
Yeah,
kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
Wow, what a dumb bitch.
And she even said, she's like, yeah, no, my price is reasonable. Because I asked her, I was like, what are we talking? And she's like, oh, you'll see. They're
You'll
reasonable.
see?
They're reasonable. And then I like fell out of my chair.
She was trying to trick you. How dare you do that to my wife?
And she didn't know me at all. I just got her name from somebody else who I don't think like told her I was calling. So she just nuts.
And they probably had no idea how much she charged either.
I hope not, because I'm like, what do you think I'm made of money?
Yeah, what kind of world do you think we're
I'm trying
living
to do
in?
this entire wedding for like under $10K. I cannot spend $8,000
No, that's so
on
much
a
fucking money.
coordinator.
That's unbelievable.
So then I
And I'm
found an
glad he didn't-
amazing coordinator who did it for like $300.
Yeah, she was so cool.
And she was great.
She was so nice. She was really, really cool.
She was great.
Yeah, I'm glad you got her because what the
I know.
That's crazy.
Wild.
Well, Stacy's wedding was perfect, and everyone I've ever talked to that has gone to her wedding has literally said that it's the best wedding they've been
So
to.
sweet. It was such a fun day.
Like, legit, everybody is like, that's the best wedding I've been. Everyone was so happy. Everyone knew each other. Like, everyone knew what was up. Everyone just wanted to have fun. There was no drama. I'm like, period.
That's how we roll.
That is how we roll. It is how we do.
There was an
fun.
Elvis.
Elvis impersonator.
Love it.
I sang, like, let's be so.
Come on,
my
hello.
truffles. Okay, there were dipping
Who couldn't
sauce.
have enjoyed themselves?
It was so much fun. It was the best time ever. Okay, so the first line, well, not the first line, but like at the first wedding that she is planning, like before the story really unfolds, some lady's like, she must lead a really romantic life. And then they show scenes of her being at home, doing her thing. And it's trying to depict her as not having a romantic life, but I'm like, yeah, she is. Like, she's leading a romantic day-to-day life. Like, she is going home. She's making whatever she wants to eat. She's doing the things
But
she
doesn't
enjoys.
she eat the dreaded TV dinner, which was like the symbol of a sad woman?
Right, but
in
she
the
seemed to
90s and
enjoy
early
it.
2000s. I just think that was like the standard go-to, like,
It was.
male director trope to be like, how do we show this woman isn't happy? She eats TV dinners. And I'm like, what?
I'm like, or she has a crazy hectic job and she doesn't want to cook for herself?
Like, good lord.
Fuck
and
off.
it is like, yeah, she's failing as a woman because she's eating TV dinners.
Right.
Ugh, gross.
But, you know, she did eat a TV dinner, but it looked delish. And she's just like sitting in front of her TV. And then she like cleans a little bit and she like takes a shower and she tucks herself into her like beautiful bed. And I'm like, that is a romantic life. You don't need a fucking partner to live a romantic fucking life.
Yeah, it's like, what is she supposed to be doing? Like, what
Right.
the fuck?
Like, she's going to sleep after work. Like, what do you want from her? Mm-hmm. Anyway, I just
Yeah, I thought it was a perfectly fine life.
Yeah, it's cute. And she romanticizes it herself. And that's the thing. We all have to romanticize our own lives, regardless of whether or not we have a partner in it, okay?
Yeah, it can't be like every night champagne dinners with
Yeah, who
random,
drinks
like, random
champagne on
men.
the daily? Cheers.
Yeah, we're drinking a champagne cocktail in honor of this mover.
We are. But, like, you know, fuck off. Like, you don't need a partner to live a romantic life. Anyways.
But I think before this, which is my first note, I wrote fat phobia right off the bat.
There's at
Just
least...
like immediately, I was like, whoa.
Oh, I know. There's at least 3 instances in this movie where there is blatant fat phobia, as usual. But that's just, you know. Welcome to my
It was like
loink.
literally the second line, and I was like, oh, wow, here we go.
Fat. And I'm like, okay.
And she's like, no, your sister said, look at her thighs. I would kill for her thighs. I'm like, what the hell?
She's like, you're sensational. I'm like, no, you're sensational. Like, no, you can't be sensational if you're fat. Fucking
You have
lol.
beautiful thighs, so you're not fat. Like, okay. Lame.
Also, I have great thighs, okay? Okay, anyways. I'm also sick of movies where the characters take the most minuscule bites I've ever seen in my entire life. Mm-hmm. Like, just going back to that TV dinner scene, she literally, on a fork, on one of the prongs or whatever you call it, she, like, put a pea on there, and that's the bite she eats. And I'm like, no one eats like that.
I do think part of it, though, is continuity concerns. And that's why, like, in most movies, people aren't eating normally. Because if they did, they'd have to keep, like, replacing the food every scene to make sure that it flows. But it is annoying.
It is, because, and I get what you're saying, but I think also they're trying to depict this, like, pristine woman. And I think, like, I don't know. I don't want to see that shit, okay? I don't know. I just see it too much that I'm like, please, let someone take a real bite.
Like, if you notice, like, on Big Bang Theory, like, they're never actually eating.
True, but they're not being, like... They will, like, mix up their... I see them mixing up their food.
There's a lot of rigmarole, but there, if you look, there's no one's really eating in a lot of these movies or shows.
True, but at least they're not being, like...
One little pin. Yeah, and I think it was also trying to show, like, she's a control freak.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, she's by herself. She can do whatever she wants.
I'm like, she can do
She
whatever
is in full control. Okay?
she wants.
Actually.
Thanks. Also, when they're playing Scrabble, she's playing Scrabble with her dad and then his, like, friends or whatever. The lady's first word is munch. And I was like, fuck yeah! Hell yeah. Never use that. I'm going to have to use that next time I play Scrabble, baby.
Ooh, good idea.
Right?
J-Lo is one of the most beautiful people we have on this planet.
Oh, yeah.
She was just a joy to watch. She's so compelling. I love how at this point in the 2000s, no one was getting Botox yet. Really? So like her eyebrows are moving and she's like so expressive and she's really funny and she is amazing.
She is straight gorgy.
Did you watch her new movie that's all like weird and about her sex addiction?
No, is that real or no?
Is what real?
Like, is the movie real?
It's supposed to be based on her life. Yeah, like very autobiographical.
Oh, so she is a sex addict?
I think so. I think that's what she's trying to say. And even before this movie came out, I don't know if you saw when she was with baseball player that Jamie was obsessed with. A-Rod?
A-Rod.
When she was with A-Rod, like she would be very openly like flirting and grinding on men and like being very like out there. So I think people suspected for a while, and then this movie kind of confirmed it.
So
she characterizes it as she's very like romantic and she's always in love.
Oh, okay.
But her friends are like, you're a sex addict.
Damn. Wait, so is that the same thing as her like documentary that came out? Are they the same thing?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
It's called like This Is Me Now or something.
Okay, because I know Ben Affleck is in that.
Now that they're back together, which is crazy.
Which is wild, actually.
That's actually adorable.
When I saw that, I was like, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, because they were together for so long and then apart for so long and now they're back.
Yeah, I think it's really sweet. Although everyone says that they both look miserable, but I'm like, I don't know. I thought they looked cute.
And they might look miserable because paparazzi are hounding them.
Totally.
Okay.
I would be miserable too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, true that. I wrote again, Massimo is one of the hottest dudes I've ever seen? Question mark?
So fine.
He's so fine. It's crazy.
Did you catch when her boss casually threatens deportation to one of her employees?
Yes.
Ew.
For putting carnations in a bouquet, bruh.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Don't like
gross.
her.
Also, I've watched this movie many times, and I feel like every time I see it, so there's a scene where there's like a taxi driver with an ice cream cone in a car, and usually every time I'm watching it with someone else, they're always like, "Oh my god, who drives with ice cream cones?" And I'm like,
I would love nothing more.
I fucking do. I do all the time.
Well, when you get it from the drive-thru at McDonald's, you have to eat it in the car,
right? And also, like, I can drive and fucking lick a goddamn cone at the same time, like,
absolument.
But it's never happened where the whole ice cream just like rolls off. That would be my nightmare.
That would suck. And it is, I mean, it was a good, like, perilous situation for her to be in because her shoe gets fucking stuck.
Dude.
Like, that's actually scary.
That's so scary. Like, that could happen to any one of us wearing a heel. Mm-hmm. Horrifying.
And then when Steve tackles her, he is like way too close to her. I was wildly uncomfortable in that whole scene. I was like, get off of her.
Yeah.
Especially if you think she has a head injury. You're being gross. You're being weird. You're stroking her hair. Ew.
Yeah. And she even says, she's like, why are you still on top of me? Because she can't breathe.
Exactly. And he's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, get off of her now. Like, I want to reach through the screen and yank you off of her, you sicko.
No, really. He's
a problem.
Yeah, I don't like him.
He's not good.
No. I mean, he is sexy in general, but in this role, he like doesn't provide anything like cool. He really doesn't. No. Like nothing actually meaningful. Massimo does, okay?
Yeah. Oh, and so she meets Fran before Steve rescues her. And Fran even says, which also pissed me off about Steve, she's like, Steve, doesn't care about the planning. And Jennifer Lopez is like, yeah, all my grooms are NID, not into details. And I was like, ew. I hate that.
That's why I love Brent, because Brent gave so much of a shit.
And again, I think I already talked about this, but I will just repeat that even though he was trying, and I told people, he's doing this, he's doing that, asking about that. Mm-hmm. The amount of people who would still come up to me and ask me, what's going on with this? Ask Brent. Okay, but what? I'm like, no.
Ask Brent.
Why are you still talking to me?
Yeah, he would know too. It's his wedding also.
No one's asking him anything.
No, but everyone is programmed to ask the woman because the woman will know, and the dudes are just expected to not do shit and then
they
get
don't
drunk.
care. And why would they even? They probably don't even notice they're at a wedding. Like it's nuts.
No, it actually is like, why are we so quick to comfort men who aren't doing fucking jack shit? Like it's actually a problem. But Brent did give a shit. And a lot of people asked to not a lot of people asked, but he was telling people, please ask me.
Yeah, he was like, no, me. Like, he would have to like yell at people like, leave her alone.
No, he was like, ask me. And I was like, ask Brent. Like, we're all just trying to fucking shovel people off of Stacy. It was ridiculous. But anyway.
So yeah, that was also like, I don't fucking like this guy.
No, he sucks.
No, go on. I'm just so anti-Steve right now. But
No, he sucks. Well, I was just going to say, I do want to go to that movie night so bad.
so cute.
It's so pretty. And they have a lot of those things, like, all over California. They don't have any here, which I'm like, can we please?
Like old movies? Because there's movies in the park stuff.
Like where?
There's some at Sunset. There is some at, I want to say Floyd Lamb.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of any of those because I've heard of like, you know, the Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
That would be so cool.
I
like a
know.
cemetery?
I've always wanted to go to that one.
We'll find just movies in the park. Sometimes the library will sponsor them at various parks.
Cute.
Yeah.
It also is
It's
hard.
mostly kids' movies, though.
Yeah. And it is mostly in the like I would, well, not that I knew about it, but I feel like a lot of these events are thrown in the summer because that's when like kids are off and stuff. Even at night, it's too hot for me to do.
Too hot.
So.
And an old movie night at the park would be really fun.
Yeah, I would love that. We should do that Hollywood Forever one sometime, though. That'd be so fun.
But that's going to be my next anti-Steve note.
Yeah.
So she invites him to this cute little movie night. Her friend's weird and ditches them. And then they get peanut M&Ms. Or are they regular M&Ms?
They look like peanut
I think
M&Ms.
they're peanut M&Ms. And they sit down on Mary's special little spot. And this motherfucker just starts flicking all the non-brown M&Ms onto the ground,
Right.
like a psychopath.
Yeah, like act like what the fuck? You're just
I'm like, you're
flicking them
not
around.
even offering them to her. You're dumping them on the ground.
Right.
Ants are gonna come. You idiot.
Yeah, you fucking moron.
I
This
was
is
just
her
like,
spot.
what kind of
Someone who doesn't care.
And she's
If
like, what are you doing? And she like thinks it's charming. And I'm like, no, red flag, run away.
But she also is like, you know, type A. So to her, she's probably like, oh, he has strong opinions
I
about
like that
things.
he throws things on the fucking ground
Yeah,
outside.
I'm like, that's weird.
Chocolate.
That's not normal.
Like,
and it's also based on a stupid theory that doesn't make sense.
yeah, and it's not true.
Yeah. Stacey knows.
This came up in my research. They're like, oh yeah, Steve's little thing where brown M&Ms have less chemicals because chocolate's already brown is not true. They still put dye in it. And actually, the lighter the color, the less dye. So like a yellow M&M is actually better than a brown one.
Dumbass.
So he's dumb. He's wasteful. He's selfish. I hate him.
We hate him. We hate Steve. We hate him. Oh yeah, and then a random R-word drop.
Oh yeah, I was like, whoa, Fran.
Yeah, I'm like, Fran, I thought you
And
were
they're
cool.
just like, ha ha ha, after she says it. It's
and I'm like,
whoa.
ew, what?
Whoa.
Okay.
And then immediately they're like, ballroom dancing is gay.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, what is happening?
And I'm like, can we, dude, the early 2000s, that was a minefield of fuckery. For real.
I also think Steve was being real bold dancing with Mary so openly. Like, if your wife is this hot socialite, people probably, like, kind of know who you are, and you're probably going to get caught.
Yeah, at the park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't think any of her friends see you
I know.
acting a dog?
No, because men don't fucking care. They don't care. And they don't think they'll ever get caught, because a lot of the time they don't, because they get away with way too much shit.
That's true.
Sorry, my rage is...
We're both like, fuck Steve and men!
This is what my rage is about, okay, you guys? You don't want to hear the whole story, but basically, like, it's another, like, man-hating moment for me. We've had a couple of these episodes where I'm like, I just hate the patriarchy, and that's where I'm at right now. Hate it. Anyway, okay, also, another hating on Steve moment. All he does is talk in the third person.
Oh, that was my note, too. He's
Why?
like, Steve wanted to have a good time. Steve thought you were looking pretty good. And she says, like, why is Steve talking in third person?
And he goes, huh?
But again, she, like, thinks it's charming. And I'm like, it's not charming. Run away.
No, and later on, he does it again. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
I do think it was probably an acting choice that Matthew McConaughey made that he thought was, like, really cute. And it's not.
It also, like, but when people talk in third person too much, it's also, like, again, like a psychopathic, like, I'm like, you don't even see, you can't even say me and I, like, are you AI or some
Yeah.
shit? Like, you're playing a role right now? What's happening?
And especially in this context where he is, like, distancing himself from his bad behavior and
Right.
literally acting like it's somebody else.
Right.
Woof.
Steve.
It's like, you're Steve, sir. I don't know how to put this. You fucked up.
The part where Steve thought you were looking pretty good. I'd be like running out of that fucking
He's the
dance room.
worst. And his hair looks terrible. Can we talk about that?
And he's fugly.
I don't know what's going on with his hair. They bleached. They did not tone. It's fluffy. It's weird. It's all over the place. I hate it. Sometimes he wears glasses. Sometimes he doesn't. He's repulsive.
I love when Stacy's Gemini nature really comes out because and his hair is ugly. I'm like, yes. Oh my god, go off, kill him.
Yes, he sucks.
Oh, I need a family. That is so funny. How did this become like a hate on
looks
Matthew
awful.
McConaughey?
It's fucking Steve.
I wrote horse riding, yay, but because Stacy doesn't like a horsey.
And this is why. And you know what? There's a lot of rom-coms, I feel, where a runaway horse was involved.
Yes.
It Takes Two. This is a big scene. Is there another one?
Yes, wait. Hold on. Parent Trap.
Parent Trap.
This movie. Still, 3 we can name right off the bat.
Horseback riding, classic rom-com tromp. Horses will kill you when given the chance.
They can. They get spooked really easily. Mm-hmm. Also, I was like, I don't get why she's pretending to be engaged. Like,
I know, just say like, no, this is not my fiance.
Yeah, this isn't my fiance. You're still in the wrong. Like, it's almost like she put herself in the same moral dilemma as him and just let him think that she was also fucking around, which she wasn't.
So then he's being all like superior, like, well, you're not so great after all, are you? And it's like, no.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you letting him get away with that?
Yeah, shut him the fuck up.
Literally, let's
put
kill
him in his place. And when he says, maybe I was just being a guy and an opportunity presented itself.
No.
I'm like, you are terrible.
I'm like, you are being a guy, which means, AKA, you're being a fucking scumbag.
Yes. And speaking of scumbags, her dad just letting himself into her house and then measuring her in her sleep.
Yeah,
weird as fuck. Stop. Will anyone respect Mary, please?
Nobody.
Will a single man respect Mary?
Only Fran.
Only Fran, and she's not a man.
Exactly. I know. It really is so annoying. It's so frustrating. No one does, except for, you know who? Massimo. And even then, Massimo is he's persistent, which is annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he oversteps his boundaries too.
Totally. Which he shouldn't be. Ugh. But I will say, at the end of at least he actually gives a fuck, but I don't like that he was being persistent, because that is disrespectful. Oh, and then I wrote, stupid puppy dog face actually works. In so many of these movies, like, and this is when you know a man is like directing and shit, because I guarantee the man is being like, now do like a sweet little puppy dog face, like me, and you'll get what you want. It's like, I don't know any woman that's ever done that.
And Steve does the puppy dog face?
No, Fran does it.
Oh, I see. Where she's like, please, Steve.
Yeah, she's like, can I, daddy, please? I'm like,
and he's like, I can't say no to that.
Yeah, I'm like, I've never met a woman that's ever done that, unless it was like an actual joke.
Right. Exactly.
But like, that's when you know.
That's when you know.
And well, I don't have many notes. My last note was saying Massimo and Steve on the scooter together was hella cute.
That was really cute.
That was a cute moment.
I feel like I have so many notes.
I know. I think I have so many less than you.
I'm going to skip to the good ones.
Okay.
I was shocked that she finds out this late in life that her parents had an arranged marriage. I was like, that never came up.
I know. And also, I didn't know that was like an Italian thing.
Yeah. I don't know that it is.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I don't know if the wedding planner is faithfully researched. I don't know. Oh, this would be a good thing to discuss in our new Discord.
Oh, yeah.
We should have said this at the beginning, but we're unveiling a Discord chat for you all. So that could be a topic of discussion. Did Italians in this time period do arranged marriages a lot?
Ooh, good idea. Thanks,
Stacey. I mentioned this. I love seeing everyone's eyebrows move. Okay, the scene after she sees her ex who cheated on her and she gets really drunk. She's like stumbling through the streets of San Francisco with fucking Steve. And she says the wildest thing when she's drunk. Did you catch this?
Yeah, because it's a quote that one of my old best friends used to say all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. No, I'm thinking of a different quote.
Are you sure?
She says, Jezebel was the only woman in the Bible to be eaten by dogs.
Yeah, that's the one.
What the hell?
That's the one that, blank this out, Anthony, but Steve used to say all the fucking time.
Really? Because of this movie?
Yeah. because this is one of their favorite movies, and they used to say it all the time. And the first time they got drunk and I was there, they kept repeating it over and over again.
Wow. I did not remember that. I've never heard anyone else say that. And I was just like, what the? That's a very dark thing to be bringing up.
And has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, it's like
the Bible was never talked about until this moment.
Yes.
Very strange.
And also like a very anti-woman thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, this is dark and weird.
Yeah, especially when she's drunk and he's not.
Yeah,
and
I'm like, oh God. And they said that neighbor should be calling the police on Steve for picking up this drunk woman and carrying her inside. Please ask a single question.
I was thinking, no, because they never fucking do.
Like, he's a full kidnapper. Like, alert.
I'm like, giving me Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. That's what fucking Jeffrey Dahmer would do.
And then he does not just leave her. He comes fully inside of her apartment, lays down next to her, toasts a marshmallow over a candle, which you should not do.
No, that's
And there's
bad
a
news.
fire right behind it. There's a full fire blazing behind him, and this psychopath is roasting a marshmallow over a fucking scented candle.
Yeah, I'm like, carcinogens, bruh.
Yeah, that would taste terrible.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. You don't know how to do anything.
There's a fire right behind you.
You went to medical school and you don't know how to roast a fucking marshmallow,
that's right,
bitch?
You idiot.
You fucking idiot.
And then she's being adorable and he's being weird. And then he fully hits on her and is like, what if we get together? And she's like, how about no? Because I like Fran and you suck.
Yeah, she literally was like, I'm going to make this. She said, I am a magnet for unavailable men. And then she's like, I'm going to make this really easy. I like Fran. I respect Fran. Fran is in love with you. And besides your tux measurements, that's all I need to know. And I'm like, damn,
and
bitch.
She shuts that door in his face and I'm like, let's go, J-Lo.
Yeah, that was fucking cool. J-Lo, baby, yow.
At the end, when Massimo and Matthew McConaughey are tooling around on the little scooter, I noted that this will be one of 2 chases we'll have this month to get the girl before it's too late.
Yeah.
Another classic rom-com trope.
Ooh, on a motorized scooter, no less.
Yes.
Right? Because wasn't it?
Well, he's on like a motorcycle.
True. Okay, but okay.
Yeah.
Still, same sort of vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Non-car.
Yep.
He does assault a taxi driver.
Yeah.
And carjack him, essentially.
Yeah.
Not a good guy.
No.
And then my last note is that we end on "My love don't cost a thing," which is from that J-Lo album.
I was gonna say,
I was like, love this cross promotion because the song really does not match the film. It's not about that at all.
No.
But they didn't care.
No.
They said, cue that fire J-Lo track.
No, and honestly, that whole fucking album is so fire.
So good.
My mom, for some reason, well, not like for some reason, my parents aren't like, it's not like they don't have music taste, but I remember being a kid being surprised that my mom had that album, and I listened to that shit from front to back over and over again. It was the same album that said, "Waiting for Tonight."
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and I loved that video. I was like, there's never been a sexier woman in this moment.
Straight
Like, what? I was obsessed with her.
Me too.
I also loved
She's
her
so
movie
gorgeous.
Monster-in-Law. I watch that all the time with Jane Fonda. And Wanda Sykes. It's so funny.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my
We
God,
have
it's
to.
so funny. I wonder if that's aged well. I haven't seen it in a while.
I know it's like very ragey, right? It's kind of like Meet the Parents sort of vibe.
Well, the beauty is that Jane Fonda plays like a psycho parent that is
Yeah.
like, interfering with her son's relationships.
Yeah.
Which I think is a funny trope. And Jennifer Lopez is her latest victim. But Jennifer Lopez isn't going to play.
Don't get out of my bed.
And I guess that's all my notes. I didn't have that many more.
We should definitely cover that movie. We should have a Jennifer Lopez month because we need to do enough.
Yes.
Which now is on
Yes,
Netflix
yes,
because I
yes,
saw
yes,
it when we
yes,
went to
yes,
watch
yes.
this movie.
Fully yes. Is
Such
that in
a-
our notes? Do we need to put that in there?
Huh?
Do we need to put that in our notes or do we already have that?
We don't. I'll put it in
Okay.
our notes.
Sick. And while you do that, I do have 3 Matthew McConaughey facts to share before we get to trivia.
Perfect. Please give them to me, baby.
Okay, the first one is a little bit of a bummer, but important. Matthew McConaughey was born in Uvalde, Texas, where that terrible school shooting was, where the cops didn't do anything and all the kids died. But he went there immediately after and started several gun initiatives.
What a
I thought was
fucking
very
baddie.
cool and honorable.
I love that.
That's my first fun fact. My second fun fact is that he is married to Camila Alves, a Brazilian-American model and designer. They've been married since 2012, and they have 3 kids together. She was in the Chingy Pulling Me Back video.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. and also in Neo's Because of You video. So she's a video vixen.
Wow, love her.
And then my third fun fact is after high school, Matthew McConaughey got a football scholarship to University of North Texas, but he chose acting instead.
Wow, what a brilliant
So,
choice.
Dazed and Confused, he probably hit pretty close to home, struggling with whether to do football or do something else.
That's wild. Great fun facts, my love.
Thanks.
I think I forgot to mention, oh wait, actually, never mind. Don't listen to me.
Cool. Want your trivia?
Yes, I have trivia for you, my queen. And they're not really in order, but number 1. How do Mary and Steve meet?
After a cab driver sends a dumpster careening to her while her shoe is stuck in a manhole, and then he tackles her.
Yeah, he attacks her.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2. What city does this take place?
San Francisco.
Perfect. What club is Mary in?
Oh, the Scrabble Club. The Bay Area
Hey.
Scrabble Club.
Why does Steve only eat brown M&Ms? We covered that.
It
But.
doesn't have as many chemicals, and he's a psychopath.
And lastly, what does Steve say he wants to do at the very end of the movie?
Ooh.
Like his last line.
I don't know.
That's kind of a deep cut.
I don't remember.
He says, I want to dance with you.
Oh, I want to dance with Mary.
Yep.
He wants to feel the heat with Mary. Yeah, okay,
Oh my
that's
God.
right.
I just remembered a memory that I forgot about. Remember when we were in California, me, you, and Brent?
Yeah. And went to
then-
the pop party.
Yeah, me and that stranger fucking sung that song together, and you took a video of us, and then I never saw him ever again.
God bless him.
It was a beautiful moment
so sweet.
of love and musical exchange, and then he bounced.
That was a really fun party.
It was so much fun. That was and it was random. We just stumbled upon it, and it was so fun.
It was so fun.
Well, you nailed it, my queen.
Thank you.
Of course.
And do you have a personality quiz for us?
I did not look it up, but I will right now.
Sick.
Let me do it right quick. Plan a wedding to find out which wedding movie you are, and it's BuzzFeed.
Oh, okay. Let's
Okay,
do it.
I'll do that one. Okay. Pick a theme. Garden, beach, hotel, or museum?
Garden.
Pretty. Dream dress. Okay, these are picture heavy.
Okay.
You can't really see them, but...
Yeah, I'm just going to go with bottom right.
Okay, bottom right is like classic and lacy and very pretty. Okay. Eat some cake. I will describe them. So there's like a mint green with like a bunch of flowers. There's a tiered one that's like a sage green and white that has coral flowers on it. There's a layered like pinky lavender one with that color flowers. And then there's one of those like naked cakes with rosemary and peaches.
Oh my God. Rosemary and peaches.
Yeah.
That sounds
that
so
one.
good.
That one would be mine too. It's very pretty. How about some flowers? Okay, we got a bouquet that has red and pink peonies and white roses. There's another one that has like purple and pink flowers with a lot of greenery. And then there's like a giant one with like lots of green leaves and I think orchids in the middle. And then the last one is kind of like a drapey, kind of more gothy, more like macabre looking.
Ooh, you know what? I'm going to pull up the link so I can see.
Okay.
Okay, let me scroll down a little bit. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I think I like the bottom left.
It's very pretty. Rings. These are all pictures. I'm sorry.
The ring, I'm going to do the emerald square cut one. Top right.
Top right. Okay. I think you and I will have similar answers. What do you look for in a partner? Honesty, humor, looks, or passion?
Humor.
Okay. Your movie is Always a Bridesmaid.
Okay, I've never seen it.
It says, you're not so lucky in love, and while you are happy being independent, you can't help but wish you had someone to share your life with. You have fancy, extravagant taste in things and are always there for your friends. Well, that last part is true. You're always there for us. But she's been very lucky in love. Okay?
Yeah, I reject it.
I'm like, suck it.
Okay. Are you ready for yours?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to look along with
perfect.
you so I remember. Okay.
So pick a theme. Garden, beach, hotel, or museum.
Beach.
Yeah. Dream dress.
I'm probably going to go with the bottom left, although I would probably wear a suit, to be honest.
True. But that's not even an option because heteronormativism rears its ugly head.
Lame as fuck.
Eat some cake.
Definitely bottom right as well.
Okay,
the naked one with
looks
the peaches
so
or whatever.
fucking good. And then how about them flowers?
I think bottom right. That one's like super
the goth
pretty.
one. Yeah. Okay, and rings.
I will also do the top right.
So
anything
pretty.
non like traditional is my vibe.
And then what do you look for a partner? Honesty, humor, looks, or passion?
That's a humor too.
Dang. Okay. You got always a bridesmaid.
No way, dude.
So yeah, you're not so lucky in love. You're happy being independent. You can't but wish you had someone to share your life with. And you have fancy, extravagant taste here for your friends. Interesting, BuzzFeed.
Like, BuzzFeed,
you fail.
For the first time, they're really wrong
Yeah.
for both of us.
So suck it.
So suck it, baby. But anyway.
And Steve can suck it.
Steve can suck
And his ugly hair.
Steve can fucking suck it. Soiky.
And they will be divorced very quickly.
Oh.
I don't even think they'll get to the wedding. Okay?
No.
They're going to break up.
He'll be interested in some other random person, and she'll find out because she's not an idiot, and it'll just be... And then she and Fran will get together. So,
Yes, which is the true happy ending.
which is really the true happy ending we all want and need. And they actually had chemistry. Okay?
Yeah, they really did.
and they're in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's so like just fly out with her and go to Tahiti and
Exactly.
enjoy the fucking honeymoon. Anyway, well, we love you guys so much.
We love you.
We hope that you're enjoying Matthew McConaughey as much as we are.
Yes.
And
yes.
are we announcing the next movie?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, we're
Let's
doing
announce
Sahara,
it.
guys.
Sahara, based on Clive Cussler books, which I went through a big phase of reading
Ooh.
Clive Cussler books. They're super fun and cheesy. Highly recommend.
Ooh, and I had never even heard of it until Stacy brought this up to me, so I'm super excited to watch.
And we get to watch Penelope Cruz, another fucking baddie.
She's so hot,
And
dude.
Steve Zahn, who is such fun.
Oh, I cannot wait. But we hope that you guys have a lovely rest of your week. Drink something with champagne if that's what you so
Yeah.
choose. And we'll see you guys next week.
Love
I
you.
said that again. Week. Okay. Love you so much. Bye.
Thank you for listening. Shout out to I Have No Mouth for our delightful theme song and Whitney Vertucci for our beautiful podcast art.
And all of this couldn't be possible without our amazing producer, Anthony, aka DJ Munchausen.
If you have questions for us or would like to advertise with us, please email us at blockbusterwives@gmail.com and please join our Patreon for exclusive bonus content.
As always, please rate, subscribe, and tell all your friends about us.
We love you.
CAT scan came back and it's all clear.
So I'm okay?
You're better than new.
Speaking of new, that's a pretty modern girl you have there.
Who?
Your girlfriend.
Oh, no, that's my sister. Yeah, and I guess you could say she's modern. The last time I saw her, she had a spike through her chin.
Oh my.
What I don't understand is how she got near the dumpster and what happened with the shoe. Did they... Oh my God, you're alive. Oh, I'm so happy. The nurse found my phone number taped to your Palm Pilot and she told me what happened and... Is this the guy who saved you?
Hi. I wouldn't exactly call it a rescue. I mean, I don't know, she was at right place, right time.
Well, aren't you just the modern day hero?